Hey everybody. So a couple of videos ago I talked about building a dungeon easier for myself, about a book I read called Classic Dungeon Design Guide by Kent David Kelly, and it had a template in it for splitting your dungeon level into 9 sectors. I thought, what if I used that concept and applied it to building a city? And what if I thought about the city as a dungeon with different sectors and areas? Would that make it a little more interesting? Would it make it a little more realistic or less just standard boilerplate city? So we're going to take a look at my idea. I haven't implemented it yet, but I'm definitely going to the next time I need to build a city, which will be very, very soon because I've got a city I need to build near the dungeon I'm building. So let's take a look at that. And also, before we get to that, if you'd like to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or become a member of the channel, and that'll give you early access to videos, live streams specifically for Patreons and members, and access to the Discord. And we get to chat. I'm Tristan. This is Heroes in Homebrew. Okay, so here you can see I just downloaded a random city that I got off Whatabao on itch.io. I'll put a link for it in the description. It's pretty cool. It just generates a random city and it has some settings that you can change to like generate kind of the city you want. But I just downloaded this random one just to do this sort of example. So what I did is, instead of creating a rectangular 9 box template sector to like fill everything in, I overlaid these concentric circles on it. I'm doing this in Canva. It's very easy program to use. It's free. It's online. It's browser based, so it's very easy to use. So I just overlaid these concentric circles, and keeping in mind what the sector idea does is you can split it up and sort of have a description of each sector inside of it, the danger level, etc. So let's say that this outer ring is probably the safest. You're just outside of the city. Well, maybe not the safest, but in terms of the city, it's safer. You're just outside. You're not in the city proper among the all the mass of humanity, if you will. So we're going to call that green. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to take this marker and I'm just going to go like this. And I'm just going to sort of paint it green here. Just do a green line. So that's our sort of safe zone. Just inside these gates, it will probably be safe in a lot of areas. I'm going to say around these gates, it's probably very safe because you've got guards there. It's probably a higher concentration of security. But this would definitely, the outer edge of the city would definitely be probably among the poorer area. So we're going to call that maybe yellow. So this, maybe you have a little bit more crime, and you've got, the more of the downtrodden of the city. But overall, it's not too bad. It's mostly just people who live there. Inner circle, I'm going to say, is the most dangerous, because this is where all your, it's probably where all your guilds are going to be. Even your assassins guild, or your thieves guild, your mercenaries. This is where all the rough taverns are going to be. There's definitely going to be some marketplaces in there, some stores. There's going to be a bit of a black market in there, which might be cause a little bit more danger. So this is going to be our red zone. That's going to be our red zone. And then in the absolute center is the safest place in the city, because that is around the keep. It's the highest concentration of security. You have the most guards, and it is the nobles who are living there, and it's very safe. So, as you can see, you're traveling from green to yellow to red, and then back to green. So the deeper into the city you get, the more dangerous it becomes. Now this, of course, as you're planning it and writing it, it's going to be, it's going to inform what your random encounter is going to be as well. And also you can start planning, okay, well, this area is going to have these types of encounters. This area is going to have these types of encounters. So what I could do if I wanted to is I could even go take this line. We're going to take this line, make it a bit shorter, and we can sort of split these circles up. So we can start splitting it up. We could do another one. Let's take that and we'll just put that one here. So now like this area is going to be green, but around it's yellow. I'll also move this thing. Man, this canvas is good, but it's not great. There we go. So now this area is green. This is going to be one sector. We could call this gate sector 1, and we can make a note. Okay, gate sector 1, it's going to have 6 guards on the gate, or 4 guards on the gate. There's a shanty town around it. And then all of these areas start becoming your rooms and your corridors. The streets become your corridors, and the buildings become your rooms. Now, you don't need to fill every single building with something. You only need to do the things that are important to you. And then if players ask, oh, is there a temple to this god? You can say, yes, there is, or it's probably unlikely, maybe. No, there's not. But there's a temple to what have you, or a general temple. And you can start planning what sectors they're in. And this will allow you to sort of look at the city as a dungeon and start creating hooks that can, you can create an entire adventure inside your city. We duplicate this again, and then we're going to bring it this way, and we're going to move it right there, and duplicate again, move it right there. So now in this dangerous area, you can say, okay, well, in this area, this is where there's an entrance to the sewers. And inside these sewers, there is a race of rat people who are, coming out at night and kidnapping people, or stealing from other people, or causing general mayhem. So that would make this as a red sector, but it's also, there's your hook for an adventure. Rat people in the sewers, you can go clear them out. Now if we do this again, okay, now we're going into the main city here. We're going to put this, let's put it here. I'm just going to bypass it a little bit, but that's fine. So now we're splitting the main part in half. This half maybe is the market area. Is where you have all of your major shops, your more high-end blacksmiths, your more high-end weaponry. Maybe you have your horse dealers and things of that nature. This is where all of that is. And on the other side of it, that's where all the noble houses are. So all the nobles that don't live inside the keep proper, all the nobles have their estates there. So if you have a party that kind of wants to steal from rich people, there you go. So basically, you can just keep splitting it up, and it'll give you an idea of where everything is. And then you can just start naming your sectors. So let's go here. A little bit of text. There we go. 1. So this is going to be sector 1. And then we're going to bring this over here. This will be sector 2. Next, we're going to bring this over here. Let's say down here is going to be sector 3. And then you can write your legend. Just write up sectors 1, 2, 3, 4, and give each sector a name, like Gate 1 or Northwest Gate. Sector 2 could be your guild area. Maybe there's a dock area that would if there's a dock area, that would definitely probably be a red zone, a very rough and tumble place, likely to get into a fight or get hurt or have thieves steal from you. You can call that the docks. And then have a general description of it, and then there you go. You can get rid of all of this stuff. And there you go. You've gotten rid of the circles, you've gotten rid of the splits, but now you still have your your indicators, your 1, 2, 3, or however you want to do it, indicating the area. You could still split them up with the lines if you wanted to, but now you've got a city that's got kind of a rough population, and the flow works. It goes from safe to dangerous. It's not just all dangerous or all safe, or you'll have an idea as you're playing, and the players will start to realize it as they're moving through the city, like, oh, things are getting like a little rough here, like we should be careful, or the buildings are becoming very nice, there's lots of people wearing very nice clothes around, we must be in a richer area, there's lots of guards, so it seems pretty safe. It'll work the same way as going through a dungeon. So this is how I'm going to do it probably from now on, to like plot out my cities. And there's other generators to help you actually build and put in the city what you need, but that's another thing. So there you go. If we look at cities as though they are a dungeon, and we look at how we're going to run them, especially if the party's going to be in the city for a much longer period of time, think of it as a dungeon and run it as though it were a dungeon. So every turn they are doing something, are they searching for something, are they talking to people, and then you're going to have your random encounters, and you'll have your special list of random encounters, special people that they might meet in there, and then maybe combat encounters or social interactions, and mix them together, and you've got a live and vibrant city that your players can play in, and it'll be interesting to them. That's it for me. I hope that helped. I hope you liked it. Let me know how you guys run cities. Until next time, save a seat for me at your table.